no scope for web developers. This will not even be said by anyone at this point. Full stack developers are always been the cream of the industry. If you compare Angular, Vue and React, but we have to make sure there is only 5% of the DSA is being asked. So work culture, if you ask, UK has one of the best. No, where is the code? Have you got the code? No, you're fired. I want to give a referral to him and here's the CV. Let's start the interview process. Boom, you're in. Go to a lot of meetups and try to involve yourself in an active discussion. Say hackathons are the best way to meet new people, learn new things and achieve something. We want AI to help us with mundane jobs, not exactly replace the creativity of humans.
Hello Devgrammers, welcome to the today's show. And in today's show, we have very special guest, Preveen. So before going into the conversation, let's start with the introduction of Preveen. So I'll give it to you, Preveen.
Hey everyone, hello Devgrammers. I'm good. How are you all? So my name is Praveen Kumar. I'm originally from Chennai, India, currently living and working in London for one of the only three credit tech agencies as a full stack JavaScript specialist and a director of engineering at the moment. I breathe in JavaScript and whatever you look at me is a HTML and CSS. So that's me.
Yeah, so apart from the whole career, Praveen is great teacher. I have seen his videos from YouTube and I have also attended his workshop. So he's a great teacher and mentor for thousands of students as well. Yeah, so we'll just start with the conversation. So Praveen, you talked about your experience in the web development field. So can you talk about what is the demand for the web developers in the current real world?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think there is a death day for internet?
No, for sure.
That's the answer for you. So there is never a non-scope or no scope for web developers. This will not even be said by anyone at this point. Even though a lot of artificial intelligence bots are challenging things, still we feel that a human touch is very much necessary. And not many people are aware about these AI related stuff. But at the same time, it is indeed a bit scary for people like me. Okay, so this one is able to almost do whatever I can do, even in a better way and also a creative way. Okay, that scares me. But at the same time, to make sure all these things can work as per a human can do, it takes at least 100 to 200 years. So I'm happy I won't be around then.
Okay, so going forward in this conversation, there are different types of developers, right? Like there are front-end developers and the back-end developers. So what is your opinion about which of the developers have higher demand in the industry right now?
To say it in a funny way, in India, I'm pretty sure that weekend developers will have a lot of demand. Almost all the developers are made to work on the weekend as well, right? So I have been hearing a lot of complaints about people running it overtime, etc., and not getting a family time. Anyway, jokes apart, full stack developers are always been the cream of the industry. But at the same time, if I'm also a full stack developer, but what I do in the office, I'll be working only on the front end. So you'll be getting hired as a full stack developer, but on a project, you will be either front end person or a back end person.
So can you give us a brief introduction about which tech stack do you use in your work?
So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. That's it.
Okay. And why React? So as we know, there are different JavaScript frameworks. Like there is a Angular, there is Vue.js, and currently Svelte is also in trends, right? So why React? Why not others?
Why may I not ask why not React? So basically, right. I come from background of PHP and JavaScript. So don't mind that I say about PHP, but because that is the first thing I started with, and it was amazing. So what you can do is just open up PHP tags and start writing the PHP code in that, and it automatically shows everything. Whereas when you compare with React, it almost works that way. So React uses JSX. JSX gets context switched immediately once you put the JavaScript thing. So almost if you see PHP versus React.js, there is almost 90% similar things. The only difference in PHP is it still doesn't use components, but it uses functions. Otherwise, it is almost similar to what React needs to offer. Basically, PHP uses sessions, React uses states. React uses components, PHP uses functions. React, in terms, those components are really functions. So there is really no difference between both of them. So coming from a PHP background, I would see React as a very much happy migration for me, where I don't even need to use a backend service to render my front end. So that way I see this is very easy. One more thing is, if you compare Angular, Vue, and React, these are the three things. Svelte, I'm not even considering at this point, because Svelte is completely a different language, and you can say JavaScript, but it's completely different. It's not even JavaScript at this point. So even React is not even JavaScript, it's JSX, and Vue is Vuex, and Angular, it is some alien language. That's what I would say. So basically, Angular and Vue go through this model view controller kind of an approach. They have a data, they have a view, they have a model, everything. So unfortunately, I don't understand those things. And in PHP, there is nothing like that. PHP is not an object-oriented language. JavaScript is not an object-oriented language. But Vue and Angular are heavily working on the OOPS concepts and other things. And if you ask me, for the past if you ask me when did I do DSA last time, I would say it's in 2008 in my second semester, and I failed. And that was my last attempt to even learn DSA, and then I just left it off. Similarly, if you ask any software developer, those claiming that they are pure software developers from Google and other FAANG companies, they used to say that, okay, see, you are a software developer. You need to know all these solid principles, Yagni principles, dry principles. Screw it. Are you even using all these things in the real life? No. So basically, you would be working on a project that makes money for the company. At the same time, if it is going to help you out in a way, like for me, how is it helping? Obviously, money. That's a different story. But when I start working on something, it is not like, oh, damn, it's Monday again. I need to start working on this crappy thing. No, not like that. Oh, wow, today I'm going to work on React. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. And it's like almost like playing a game. So that is the feel you should be getting, rather than some software architecture, blah, blah. Okay, I'm just doing it for money. No, not like that. So these are a couple of reasons. And coming to the learning side of things and the community side of things, React has got an easy learning curve, and the community is absolutely vibrant. A lot of people want to do anything, React has a library for it.
Right.
Even before the libraries are so easy, you can reinvent it in your own way. For example, I work for a bank. I cannot directly just copy paste from code from GitHub or Stack Overflow. Considering that fact, you can easily recreate the library for yourself. That's the thing which I wanted to tell.
Great. So like you talked about the DSA, right? So in India, I would like to say, if you want to become a software developer in any of the big companies, there is like 75 to 80% the assessment is on DSA.
You can tell 95%, no doubts. What we have to do is we have to make sure that we have to raise out our voice, not exactly in the little way, but we have to make sure there is only 5% of the DSA is being asked, because there is no value in it. Not exactly no value, but at least for front-end developers, I don't see a value in it.
Okay, right. And I would like to talked about the situation in India, right? And you have been working in UK from like past so many years. So how has been your experience in working in UK, and how it is different from other countries?
Okay, so the other countries that I have worked is US remote and in India. That's it. Okay, so I cannot say anything else about other countries. So these two things I can compare along with the UK's work culture. So work culture, if you ask, UK has one of the best because of their extreme importance to mental well-being. I totally understand that for the past couple of months, if not weeks, India is also looking into mental health and well-being. But in the UK, it is one of the law. It's a workplace law that you have to make sure that the employees are mentally fit, they are mentally well-being, and like the well-being of the mental health as well as physical health has been totally taken care of. Whereas in the US, the couple of companies I worked for, a few of them were based out of Silicon Valley, and the way they ask is like, okay, Praveen, tell me about yourself. I would say like, okay, hey, I'm Praveen. I have been doing this, launching this amazing startup, etc. Okay, Praveen, that's all good. So I have this idea. Can you write a program in HTML to launch a rocket? Oh, wow, that's actually a great idea. Okay, Praveen, where is the code? Wait, you just told me 30 seconds ago. No, where is the code? Have you got the code? No, you're fired. Welcome to the US. So this was one of the most craziest experience I had with one of the Silicon Valley founders. He has been well respected in the Silicon Valley area, but the first minute I found out, okay, this is how everyone is, or like maybe one of the person is like this. There could be many people like this. So that's one thing. And other experiences with US based people, I had I had a slightly bitter experience, but I wouldn't say everyone is bad, because my current boss is a US boss, and he's like a boss. He's absolute gem. And then my boss is currently in the US, and she is one of the. I'm totally blessed to have people like those two. So we cannot generalize people. At the same time, most of the things are like that. That is what I wanted to tell. And coming to the work culture in India, I don't want even to get started. Like starting with the DSA part, competitive programming. Okay, let me ask you. I don't want to be against DSA, but at the same time, those people who have been saying like the hyping of DSA, and later if you go and ask them, okay, so you have been talking so much about DSA, the importance, everything goes away, like dies away after the interview is done. So once after the interview, who are you going to create like the next Sanket's algorithm? There is already Dijkstra's algorithm, which is completely optimized. I'm pretty sure that I'm not blaming people here, or I'm not demeaning people here, but I'm pretty sure Dijkstra's has done an amazing work, which none of us, including me, can do. Can you create a next Tim Sort, which is better than Tim Sort? I don't think so, right? So why do we need DSA again? Why do we need to reinvent the wheel when we are not even going to work on those things? That was my main concern. So I would say, in a humble way, the practical experience is more powerful than all these things. And if a company is going to hire people, not ask DSA, but instead, for example, every single day you would be getting one of the issues. Like if you are using this agile methodology, there will be a lot of stories going on. Try to give one of them in a simple way, ask them to solve it. Interviews should be that way. My interview will be always the last round of interview and the deciding interview. All I would do is, okay, yesterday I worked on this particular thing and I finished it in 6 hours. All I want you to do is just try this out, try working on this. I want to see the way you work, not the solution. So if I know the approach you are taking, you're in my team. That's it.
Yeah. Yes. I want to talk about, like, if I am a developer in India, how can I apply to the jobs in the UK? Please share some tips and ways, like how I can get into the remote work. Like,
In the UK and in the US, all these Western countries, European countries, American countries, the referral schemes work a lot well. So let's say if I'm working for this particular organization, and I know, Sanket, you are extremely good in web development, and I'm pretty sure I know that you are better than me in some areas. What I can do is I can talk to my boss, telling that, hey, there is this guy called Sanket and he's extremely good. He would be a better fit for our team. I want to give a referral to him, and here's the CV. Let's start the interview process. Boom, you're in. That's how most of the times work. And if you want to do it all alone together, you have to have an extremely good profile. Not extremely good profile, a profile that stands out. LinkedIn, that is one of the best tools that you can use to share your everyday build in public, and make sure all the other people know what you are building up, and then ask them to see. Like that way, the companies reach out to you, not you go and apply for the companies. So I know a couple of my friends who have been from India. They actually went to have come to the UK to work on like really big companies and European companies as well. I know one person personally who has jumped from a basic startup, eBay, Amazon, Moonpig, etc. So there are like, these are extremely high profile companies, and they pay you in, if you ask in Indian rupees, more than 2 crores at this point.
That's huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about the referral system, right? So like main question here is that how I can get connected to the lot of people from the different countries, and how I can use LinkedIn efficiently for this particular part, how to get connected.
One thing I would say is go to a lot of meetups. There are so many virtual online meetups. You can go for it and try to post things in varied levels of things. Like for example, you can post something generic. You can post something totally not your niche or something like that. You can also ask for discussions and try to involve yourself in an active discussion. And also, if you go to different groups, there are like most of the people from different places will join. Maybe you can start interacting with them, make sure the interaction is meaningful, and then gain their trust, get connected with them. And then one fine day you can, if you are perfectly fine with perfectly comfortable with them, ask them if you, I mean, like, first understand what exactly they are working on, what projects they are working on. After that, say, oh yeah, this is something which interests me as well, and do you have any possibility that I can work with you, because you know me, I know you. So to that level, you have to become close, and then go ahead, ask them out like, okay, I'm ready for a job working in your company. Here's my
Yeah.
CV. Would you be able to do something?
Great, great. I think there is one of the best part to make the different teams and get into the communities are the hackathons, right? So to get participate in the hackathons, meet different people in the community, it is the best part like about this developer career, right? So can you talk something about your experience in the different hackathons or the competitions regarding web development?
So whenever I join any hackathon, I join as a hackathon hunter or most probably a mentor. So I was recently offered MLH coach, and within a few days I had to come out because of other reasons. So I wanted to have my own community bigger, and obviously with my current work pressure, I don't think I would be able to take up MLH, which is because it is such a huge thing and I have to dedicate a lot of things. So disclaimer done. So, with my experience with hackathons, I would say hackathons are the best way to meet new people, learn new things, and achieve something amazing. And one more thing, if you post your achievements on LinkedIn in a really proper way, like this is what I did, this is exactly how I went, this is where I messed up, and this is how I got out from that, definitely your post will get a good traction. And that way you would find a lot of people who are looking for amazing talents to hire. And if those people are working in the UK or in the US or in the European countries, out of India, basically, they might also ask you out like, okay, would you like to work with my team? Like they will start asking you instead of you asking them. Okay, so one thing which actually boosts up a few times for the profiles is like obviously having a great web portfolio. Even if you are a doctor, having a website of yours, it's actually a marketing thing, right? So have it. And getting a website in 2023 is almost free, because a lot of competitions are allowing you to register your own website. On top of it, a lot of applications, a lot of services are helping you to have your own free websites. So make use of it. If you can't use it, you have to lose it. So when you can use it, go ahead and make an amazing portfolio about yourself. See, it's just marketing thing, right? So it doesn't need to be your own stuff. So you can just get a template, edit a few things, just make sure it is presentable. And if you see, almost 80% of all the websites are using Bootstrap. So it doesn't make them any bad, because it is not the content that you are trying to do. It's just it's not the layout that you're trying to do. It's just the content that is more valuable than the presentation. But presentation matters a lot. If the presentation is pleasing, use it. That's it.
like I want to talk about one thing, like what is the ideal roadmap? Like if I am a newbie in the web development field and I want to be a full stack developer or the front end developer, for instance, if you talk about what is the ideal roadmap for the particular newbie person?
Okay, check out the description for the link. It's called roadmap.sh. This particular website is very much helpful for all the beginners. So you can be a front-end developer, you can be a back-end developer. If you become good in both the things, you can become a full stack developer. Then there are a lot of roadmaps available in it, and it is community curated, and it is very much beginner friendly. So I would suggest it's like a huge hierarchy of to-do list. And if you are able to check out all the boxes, you are better than me.
So what is your take on multitasking and how to be a productive in your work hours?
We always do context switching. So we have to always keep on breathing, seeing, doing things, etc. So basically, we are born to do multitasking. So multitasking, as long as it doesn't stress you up, go for it. You can actually play at the same time, take your mobile, send a WhatsApp message, and also be on a podcast. So if you are able to do it, as long as it doesn't affect any of those things. It depends on individual's capability.
Okay. So as we have talked about different things in web development as a developer or different technologies in the like whole career. So let's tackle the rabbit in our room. So what is your take on this particular thing? Will Chat GPT replace developers or not?
So I have got the same worry to my side as well. I'm feeling the fear already, but I still feel that it is a high time that we are talking about these things when an artificial intelligence program is not even able to identify the difference between a dog and a fox. So it is still in its nascent position. At the same time, we cannot just like that ignore that, okay, it can't even differentiate between a dog and a fox. It is not going to do anything. It is working hard to become as good as humans. Sometimes these Chat GPT kind of GPT style applications are actually able to mimic the human's creativity. That is what scares me. So basically, one person shared a tweet saying like, we want AI to help us with mundane jobs, not exactly replace the creativity of humans. But that is what we are doing right now in a wrong way. But it's all right. We will adapt it. Let's see how it goes. Future has got a lot of things to hold for AI, but at this point of time, I guess it's a bit too early to say that AI is going to replace humans. I don't think so. First thing is the awareness. If you go and ask a company like let's say TCS, do you think that they are going to use AI in their things? No. There is a internet center just next to your house. Do you think they might use any AI? They don't even know what AI is. So first thing is the awareness, and even leave those internet center and other people, the clients of TCS, the people who are like huge banks and other people. Do you think they trust AI first? Nope.
No, not
So don't worry. Not for the next 50 years. It's gonna go fine.
Okay. If you want to learn different particular technologies, like which is the thing that you use mostly, like tutorials or the documentations or something else?
So I try to teach people and then learn from that. That actually it's a reinforced learning, I would say. So I learn something, and then if I try to teach you the same thing, I kind of like get it reinforced on me so that it is easy on me. So I mean, like, so that it gets a better, I get a better idea about it, something like that. And who's my favorite teacher? It's a Canadian person, and his name is Wes Boss. At the same time, there is also Web Dev Simplified and Free Code Camp. We've got this person, Free Code Camp founder. I met him personally. He's amazing. So
Great. Like I would also like to meet him one day. Like I have been seeing like lot of
have you met like Quincy Larson? He's the person.
Yeah. I know his name, but I haven't met him. Yeah.
I met him once in a virtual meet, and that was a public meet on YouTube as well. It was one of the most amazing days from Mosdurg. I was able to get in touch with him, and I was able to like talk to him for at least 5 seconds, share the screen time. I mean, that's more than enough.
So yes, I completely agree. So the next question I would like to talk about is which are the different fields that you think are in the demand, like in upcoming
Definitely,
years?
there is a lot of demand in the AI, ML side of things, data science. So all these three things will come under Python. So if you know Python, you can get into AI, machine learning, data science. But apart from this, there is also a lot of absolutely amazing things that you can work on. Have you heard of VR, AR,
Yeah.
virtual reality, augmented reality? They are picking up right now thanks to Meta. I don't know whether they are going to mess it up, but at this point, it looks like it's a promising place. And apart from that, I would say mobile application development. Yes, there are huge demand for it. And in case of if you want to still be the boomer person who wants to work on the legacy things, Java is never gonna die, I see. And even though if I give them poison, but still it doesn't die because almost all the banks, all these big institutes are still using Java in their full-fledged way. So I don't see a in the near future for Java as well. .NET, I couldn't see much in the recent times. At least I could see the decline in .NET related demand. But Java demand has been stable. JavaScript demand and Python demand has been extremely skyrocketing these days.
So for the viewers, like I would like to tell, like all of the social links of Praveen is are in the description. So please give it a check. He is an amazing teacher and mentor as well, and you can connect with him on LinkedIn.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel as well as this channel.
In this session, we talked about the different technologies that we should get into, the different fields in the web development in as well, and what are the future for the like remote. So I would like to thank Praveen for being here, and we'll meet in the next session about the open source contribution for sure.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget your health is most important. So make sure you're giving utmost importance to your health. Stay home, stay safe, stay away from all the pandemic.